Hello and welcome to another week of Beginning Networking 1. This week we're looking at Chapter 9, Configuring Network Services. So pretty much the same thing. We'll have a chapter to read. You'll be configuring network services for your reading. The labs using port scanning tools and the Professor Messer videos for this week. And then we're going to have a practice exam in the Total Tester software that I want you to take in exam mode. And then take a print screen and upload it. And this will give you a good idea of how you're doing towards passing the CompTIA Network Plus if you decide to take that. So this will be a good exercise for that. And then you have your drop boxes here for those things. So that's about it for this week. And taking a look at the highlights for the chapter that we're going to be reading. So DNS is used to resolve fully qualified domain names to IP addresses. There's two main types of DNS servers. You have your primary and secondary. You create the DNS records on the primary server while a copy is sent to the secondary server. And then for your host records for IPv4, you have AAAA you have A for IPv4 and AAAA for IPv6, and you'll have to be familiar with the NS, the CNAME, and MX as well. DHCP is a protocol used to automatically configure systems on the network with IP configuration. So basically what happens is when you use DHCP, when you turn the computer on, it goes out to the DHCP server, says, hey, I'm here, give me an IP address, and it'll send it the IP address that it's going to use. And when configuring the DHCP server, you must configure a scope, which is in a range of addresses that the server will hand out, and the DHCP scope must be activated. You can configure scope options, which are additional settings outside the IP address that the DHCP server should give out. For example, you should configure the scope to hand out the addresses of the router as well. NAT. So NAT is a network service used to share a single IP address with the rest of the network so that all internal systems can gain internet access with one public IP address. So that's pretty important. There are two types of NAT, static NAT and NAT overloading. Static NAT is when one public address is mapped to one internal address, while NAT overloading maps all the internal addresses to one public address. Other network server, you can configure your NAT on a Windows server through routing and remote access. Port forwarding allows you to publish servers out to the internet while minimizing the traffic that can reach the server. Port forwarding is configured using rules on a router or firewall. Proxy servers are devices that can request resources such as web pages on behalf of the client. And unified communications is a set of technologies that allows employees to communicate with one another in real time, combining voice, video, conferencing, presence, and real-time chat. Okay, and then you have the questions. And then for your lab, using port scanning tools. And then the total tester. So on the total tester, what I want you to do for your exam, the practice exam, I want you to go ahead and click like this and then take exam mode. And you'll have 90 questions. You'll have an hour and a half to do it. Assistance should be off and just a standard test, and hit start. And when you're done with the exam, just take a print screen and upload it to the file box here. Okay, so this is kind of a cool tool here. This is a DNS lookup, so you can kind of see how this works. So let's go ahead and just do Casper College since I already have it in there. And we'll look up all of the names, the record types. So for type A, we have the domain, which is Casper College. It's on TTL. Address is 23.185.0.1. And click on that, and we can see that location is out of California, and the IPS is Panthon. So it looks like Casper's being hosted out of San Francisco. And so, anyways, it's being hosted, it looks like, out of this building here, maybe. So that's kind of a cool thing that you can jump all the way in here and see this type of stuff. So, but anyways, that gives you a lot of information about your different domains in DNS. So that's a pretty cool tool. Feel free to use it. And let's see here, all the tools. So here you can do like reverse IP lookups, DNS of NS records, check your health. There's all kinds of tools here. So this is the one that we were on here, DNS tools. So if we do like www.homedepot.com, and we'll just use Google, I guess. And we'll look this one up, and you can see that the owner is GoDaddy, and that's going to be, let's see, out of Missouri and St. Louis. And so you can actually see where it was. So let's see, check this out. And that's what you're looking for. So as you can see, like with your DNS server, we're not going to get into it, but you can go into forensics and that type of stuff to track things down, and it's pretty cool stuff. So, okay, so the next thing I want to show you here is the DHCP animation. So this is kind of cool here, and you can
with payments, payroll, banking,
get through the commercials.
Google Career Certificates provide online training for in-demand jobs.
Okay,
in this video, we're going to talk about DHCP.
DHCP, this is an animation. This goes through and explains visually how that works, so it's a good thing. It's not real long, 10 minutes. And then I have another one for NAT that I want you to take a look at as well.
It stands for Network Address Translation, and this is a service that is used in routers, and its purpose is to
Okay, so this one here is NAT. So watch this one as well. And then we have another one here for, okay, so the next one's going to be for port forwarding. So take a look at this, and that should help you understand the port forwarding, and then one also for proxy servers. So these were the big things hit in the chapter, but these videos kind of give an explanation, a little bit of visual, which is helpful. Okay, so to go back and recap, for the week, all assignments are due by 11/6 midnight, and chapter 9 is what we're reading. Got a lab to do, got Professor Messer videos. take your practice exam in the total tester in exam mode. And then this is the drop boxes, and then you're going to have a couple extra videos here in the DNS lookup tool. So I think that's about it for this week. And if you have any problems, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you out. And happy studying. Talk to you next week. Bye.